Hi, welcome to this presentation. My name is Indainata. I'm one of the COM student having international business major in LBX 25S class. Today we will have the understanding of company valuation and business transfers. Valuing a business is one of the most critical steps in the transfer process. Whether the transfer involves a family succession, a management buyout, or a sale to an external buyer. An accurate and transparent valuation provides the foundation for fair negotiation and informed decision making. Okay, so the question is why business need to be evaluated? A proper business valuation is a critical foundation for any successful business transfer, whether it involves a sale or to external parties, a family succession, or a management buyout. Accurate valuation ensures that both buyers and sellers have a shared objective reference point for determining the worth of the business itself. This shared understanding help minimize emotional bias, which can otherwise distort negotiations. For many founders, the business careers, uh, sorry, the business carries not only financial value but also sentimental and symbolic weight. This mm, This often leading to inflated price expectations. Conversely, buyers may underestimate intangible assets such as brand equity, customer loyalty, or intellectual property. A robust valuation framework mitigates these subjective discrepancies by grounding the discussion in evidence based financial data and market realities, thus reducing potential conflicts and misunderstanding during the negotiations. Beyond simply setting a price, business valuation plays a multifaceted role in the transfer process. It provides critical support for negotiations by offering objective data that can be referenced throughout the deal making processes. Sellers can justify their asking price with clear metrics, while buyers can evaluate whether the investment aligns with their strategic and financial objective. In this sense, valuation functions as a communication tool, creating transparency and fostering trust between parties. Mm, Moreover, a well-prepared valuation can reveal the strength and weakness of the company itself, such as profitability trends, operational inefficiencies, or competitive advantages, which are essential for both parties to understand before the transactions proceeds. Business valuation is also closely tied to financing for buyers, whether they are individuals, corporate entities, or investment funds. Valuation is often a prerequisite for securing loans or attracting investors. Financial institutions rely on professional valuation to assess the creditworthiness of the transaction itself, determine loan amounts, and set collateral requirements. Similarly, investors use valuation reports to evaluate the potential return on investment and the risk involved. Without a clear and credible valuation, it is difficult to secure financing or investment support, which can delay or even derail the transfer process. For sellers, valuation serves a key element of succession planning and exit strategy development. A proper valuation allows owners to plan the timing and the structure of transfer in a way that meets both financial and personal objectives. It helps them to understand how much value they can realistically extract from the business, enabling informed decision about the retirement income, reinvestment opportunities, or wealth distribution among heirs. In family businesses, this is particularly important for ensuring fairness among family members and avoiding future disputes. Furthermore, valuation is often required to meet tax and legal obligations, including the capital gains calculations, estate planning, and compliance with the local business transfer regulations. A transparent and well documented valuation can help to avoid costly legal complication and ensure that the transaction complies with relevant tax frameworks. For buyer itself, valuation provides a detailed pictures of the company financial health, operational performance, and growth potential. It helps assess the risk that return profile of the acquisitions, enabling strategic investment decision. By analyzing valuation data, buyers can identify identify area for improvement, estimate future cash flow, and evaluate whether the acquisition align with their broader strategic goals, such as market expansion, diversification, or vertical integrations. This valuation also inform post-acquisition planning, helping buyers to anticipate integration challenges and allocate resource effectively. In addition to its technical and financial functions, business valuation plays a strategic role in shaping negotiations and aligning the expectations. A credible valuation can serve a natural reference point that reduces emotional tension, especially in cases involving the family members or long-standing business partners. It brings structure and discipline to negotiation process, encouraging both sides to focus on fact rather than emotions. This is particularly valuable when external advisors, auditors, or legal representatives are involved, as valuation provides a common framework for discussion among all parties. Ultimately, a business valuation is not just about determining a number, it is about creating clarity, building trust, and laying the groundwork for a successful transition. Whether the transfer involved a large corporation or small family enterprise. An accurate and transparent valuation supports strategic decision making, legal compliance, financial planning, and relational harmony. By establishing a fair price, facilitating negotiations, enabling financing, revealing financial realities, and supporting succession strategies. Valuation becomes an indispensable tool for ensuring the sustainability and success of business transfers. So, what are the key factors that affecting this process? Valuation is shaped by a combination of financial, market, and industries factors, operational and strategic factors, and intangible factors. So I will describe it one by one. For the first one is financial factors or financial performance that revenue like revenue trends, profitability, cash flow stability, and debt levels play a central role. Investors often use metrics like EBITDA, or we known as earning before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization (EBITDA) to assess earning potentials. And second one, we have market and industries factors or conditions that accompanies competitive positions, customer base, and industry growth. Trend influence is its attractiveness. A business in a growing industry with stable demand usually commands a higher valuations. Third, we have operational factors or operational and strategic factors that include efficient processes, scalable business models, strong management teams, and robust supplier relationships all increase value. Buyers often look for businesses that can maintain or improve performance post transfers. Lastly, we have intangible assets like brand reputations, intellectual property, digital assets, customer loyalty, and company culture that are increasingly important in the modern valuations. These elements often differentiate companies with similar financial performance. So these are the four key factors affecting the best company valuation for the business transfer itself. So we need to see the buyer and seller's perspective. Buyers and sellers often approach business valuation from fundamentally different perspectives, which can create tension and misunderstanding during the negotiation. For the sellers, the business represents years, sometimes decades, of hard work, personal sacrifice, and emotional investment. Their valuation often reflects not only the company financial performance but also its legacy, reputation, and personal identity that they have built around it. Sellers may emphasize historical achievement such as market expansion, brand recognition, loyal customer, uh, or community contributions. And these elements, while important, are not always easily quantifiable in financial models. As a result, sellers may overestimate the market value of their business by incorporating intangible emotional factors into their expectation, leading to inflated asking price. And this emotional premium can be particularly pronounced in family owned or founder that led businesses, where the company is deeply intertwined with the owner's personal story and legacy. From the seller perspective, valuation is also influenced by the effort and resources that they have invested in building the company. They may highlight years of strategic decision, overcoming market challenges, cultivating customer trust, and building organizational culture. In their view, this contribution justify a premium price as they see the buyer as inheriting not just a set of assets, but a thriving legacy. Sellers may focus on past performance indicators such as historical revenues, brand loyalty, or long-standing contracts, and expect this achievement to be fully reflected in the valuation. However, because many of these factors subjective or difficult to monetize, this approach can lead unrealistic price expectation if not balanced with objective data. Buyers, on the other side, on the other hand, um, tend to view valuation through a more analytical and future-oriented lens. Their primary concern is not the seller's historical journey, but the company ability to generate future cash flow and deliver a return on investment or ROI. Buyers often rely on formal valuation methods such as discounted cash flow or DCF analysis, comparable company analysis, or precedent transaction multiples to determine that what they believe in a fair price. Uh, these models take into account projected revenues, profit margins, market trends, potential risks, and capital expenditures. In this context, buyers are typically more conservative in their valuation approach. They may apply risk discount for factors such as dependency on key personnel, concentration of customer or suppliers, exposure to economic cycles, or the need for future capital investment, whereas sellers may focus on how successful the business has been. Buyers concentrate on how successful it will continue to be under new ownership. This future orientation often leads buyers to value the business at a lower figure that sellers anticipate. This differing perspective naturally create what is often called as a valuation gap. This gap arises because sellers anchor their price expectation on historical achievement and emotional value, while buyers anchor theirs on projected financial performance and risk assessment. The sellers may see that the business as priceless because of its legacy, but the buyer may view it as a financial asset with measurable risk and return parameters. In negotiation, this gap can manifest as prolonged discussions, stalled deals, or breakdown in trust if not managed carefully. Transparency, objective data, and expert involvement are critical in bridging this valuation gap. Independent third party values experts, accountants, or financial advisors can provide impartial assessment that help align expectations by clearly articulating the assumptions method and data behind the valuation. Both parties can engage in more informed discussion. For example, a professional valuation might use both historical financial data and future cash flow projection to assigning appropriate weight to each to arrive at a fair and balanced figure. This approach helps ensure that sellers' historical achievement are acknowledged while grounding the price in realistic future performance metrics. Ultimately, understanding these differing perspectives is essential for a successful business transfer. Sellers must recognize that emotional value, while meaningful, may not fully translate into market price, and buyers, meanwhile, should appreciate the intangible assets and legacy they are acquiring, which may not be fully captured by financial models alone. Effective negotiation requires empathy, clear communications, and reliance on professional valuation methods. To find common ground by acknowledging both perspectives, parties can build trust, reduce conflict, and create mutually beneficial agreements that reflect both the past achievement and future potential of the business itself. So, what is the common valuation method that we have? So there are several well-established methods used to be determine the value of a business, each with its own advantage, limitation, and areas of best application. The choice of the valuation method often depends on factors such as the type of business, its size and structure, industry characteristic, and the purpose of the valuation itself. So, the first one of the most straightforward approaches is the asset based valuation method, which calculates the company value by taking the total of its tangible and intangible asset and subtracting its liabilities. Tangible assets typically include properties, equipment, inventory, while intangible assets can involve patents, trademarks, goodwill, or proprietary technologies. This method is particularly suitable for asset-heavy business like manufacturing firms or real estate companies, where they have physical assets for a significant part of the business world. However, for the service oriented or innovation driven businesses, asset based on valuation may underestimate the true value as it does not fully capture future earning potentials or market position. So it's not suitable for the service oriented or innovation driven business. So next one we have the income best valuation methods that focus on the company's ability to generate a future income. A widely used technique under this category is the discounted cash flow, which estimate future cash flow and discount them to their present value using an appropriate discount rate. This approach provides a forward looking perspective, making it especially relevant for business with stable and predictable cash flows. Another income another income based method is the capitalization of earnings, which is simpler than DCF uh, and is often applied to smaller businesses. And while income-based method can give a more accurate picture of the economic value, they rely heavily on the accuracy of projections and assumptions about growth rates, discount rates, and market conditions. Next, we have the market-based valuation method that determine value by comparing the target business to similar companies or recent transactions within the same industries. This method often use valuation multiples such as price to earnings ratio, revenue multiples derived from comparable businesses. Market-based market-based valuation reflects current market sentiment and trends, making it especially useful in industries with active merger and acquisition market or where sufficient comparable data is available. However, identifying truly comparable companies can be challenging, and differences in size, structure, or market position may require carefully adjustment to ensure the accuracy. And the last, we have the rule of thumb methods that are commonly used for quick and practical estimation, particularly in industries where standard valuation multiples have been established over time. For example, small retail or service businesses might be valued at a multiple of their annual EBITDA, earning before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, or revenue. While these methods are less precise than formal valuation techniques, they are often used as initial benchmark in negotiation or preliminary assessment. In practice, Business valuation often combines several these methods to arrive at a more balanced and credible figure. The use of multiple methods not only improve accuracy but also build transparency and trust between buyers and sellers. And financial institutions involved in the transfer process itself. So we continue to the what we can get from this presentation itself. The conclusion is business valuation or company valuation is both a financial exercise and strategic process. It enables informed negotiations, supporting financing, and help aligns buyer sellers expectations. By understanding the various factors and perspective that shape valuations, entrepreneurs or businessmen can approach a business transfer more confidently and effectively. I think that's all from the company valuation presentation. Here are the references that you can check it on. So yeah, I think thank you for your attention. I hope you can have the company valuation well using the common valuation method, so you can having the business transfer well. Thank you.